Can I ask you about Indy 4 really quick before we
Yeah,
wrap
absolutely.
up? What happened? Because when I heard you were writing the script, I was really excited. Like, wow, this is going to be really different. Might be pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, I read that maybe George Lucas didn't like what you wrote, so they yanked you out of the project.
Well, it's it's a very simple story. There's not really any like great controversy or anything to talk about. It's like when you're a screenwriter, there are times when things go well and other times when things don't. We've all heard the stories, and all of us have had professional disappointments along these lines. But basically, what it really boils down to is I worked with Steven Spielberg, who's I revere. What a gentleman, what a great man he is. Worked with him to provide some material on Indiana Jones. I wrote a couple of drafts for him. He really dug it. George didn't, and they're really partners in this, in this effort, in the Indiana Jones effort. So, but both of them have to be on board. So that kind of reset the project back to more like square one.
Okay, so will the one I see in theaters be anything like the version you wrote, or will it be completely different?
Not ducking the question. I honestly don't know.
You don't know
because I haven't read.
Okay.
I will.
But the
inevitably,
title
I
of the
will.
Crystal Skull, was that something you were kind of?
I had crystal skulls in mind. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's.
I'm hearing there are elements in what they've just made that actually do draw from the story that I.
What would your Indiana Jones be like? The character. What do you picture Indiana Jones like? What kind of guy is he?
There's a line in Raiders of the Lost Ark that really sums him up. He says. It's not I think it's Marion who says, "You're feeling old." He says, "It's not the years, honey, it's the mileage." And I had a line in, who knows if it's in the movie, but I had a line in mine where we kind of we riff off of that a little bit, and he says, "It's not the mileage, it's the years." I love his dogged, world-weary, that kind of Bogart thing in that character, where you just can't keep him down. But no matter how beat up he gets, no matter how exhausted he is, no matter what the odds are, he just keeps going. I think that's what we all love about the character. So that was my take, and I'm certain that's what Stephen and George have had in mind for this movie. I mean, it has to be, because they know their character better than anybody. So I'm looking forward to it. I have tremendous faith in Stephen. I revere him, and I got no argument with George. Really, there's no blood feud or bitterness or anything like that.
All right.
As they say in Reservoir Dogs, some guys are lucky and some guys ain't. The same is true with projects. You become part of a certain process, for a while, and sometimes that results in stuff on screen that you can lay claim to, and sometimes it doesn't. So it is, I'll quote another movie, it is the business we have chosen, as they say in The Godfather. Sometimes, you're risen to glory, and sometimes Sonny gets shot in the causeway. I mean, sometimes
I don't want to play Trivial Pursuit with you.
Sometimes it's in between.
Right, yeah.